Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from the Sea of Tranquility. Ooh, excuse me, early in the morning. Welcome to pick number two of albums that are 20 years old in 2025. We're looking back, of course, we've been doing it all this month so far. Tomorrow's the last day of our favorite 15 albums released in 2005. Well, I can't even talk this morning. It's a Monday morning, folks. Forgive me. Yes, we've been counting down from number 15 to number one. Today is pick number two. Number one will be tomorrow. And then, of course, on the 16th, which will be Wednesday morning, we are going to shift gears and go 10 years back to 2015 and count down our favorite releases from 2015. So that's starting on Wednesday. But for today, we've got a debut album from a Norwegian band. It was released July the 5th, 2005, recorded at and mixed in Oslo, Norway, at one of the guys' house. He's got his own personal studio, released on the Laser's Edge label from Ken Golden. I'm talking about Hinterland by Wobbler. Yes, if you've been following this channel for a while, right? The last 10 years, certainly on the webzine, we have been raving about Wobbler since this debut album. I am a huge, huge fan of this band. Got the Michael Bennett album cover on here too, which very, very cool looking, very kind of woodsy, right? Yeah, I've been raving about this band because they are a complete throwback to the progressive rock greats of the 70s. Wobbler blends elements of Gentle Giant and old Genesis and Yes and Emerson, Lake and Palmer and certainly King Crimson. You could say Camel. You can name a Moody Blues. You can name a whole bunch of bands, and as well as like the early '90s Scandinavian scene, mostly from Sweden, like Anecdote and Anglagard, right? Very complex progressive rock, long epic tracks, loads of analog keyboards like Mellotron, electric piano, Hammond organ, Moog synthesizer, all the usual suspects. Rickenbacker bass, the angular kind of dissonant guitar riffs, licks and tones and solos and things like that. The higher pitch vocal styles, right? Great, great drumming. Very dramatic music, loads of Mellotron on this album. Loads of Mellotron. So let's talk about the band, right? So we've got Tony Johannesson on lead vocals. You got Morten Eriksson on guitars, Christian Hutgren on bass guitar and saxophone, Lars Frederick Freusley on keyboards and vocals. Of course, Lars we know and it was his studio, by the way, the way they recorded this, and he's got his own home studio. He has done a bunch of solo albums. In fact, he has a brand new one coming out like any day now. And Martin Nordrum Kneppen on drums and production, as well as some help in the studio from a few additional folks. We've got Iji Moltkli Schau, probably butchering these names, on percussion, Ulrik Gastron Larsen on theorbo and baroque guitar, got Paulina Fred on recorder, and Ketil Vestrum Einarsson on flute and backing vocals, vocal arrangements. Like I mentioned, Michael Bennett on artwork and design. Oystein Vesas did the engineering. Jens Peter Nielsen mastering. And yeah, produced by the band Jacob Holm Lupo, of course, from White Willow, and Oystein Vesas. So yeah, Oslo, Norway, so much great music coming out. I would argue that this kind of Norwegian movement that we've been seeing in recent years, you can probably thankfully blame Wobbler for a lot of that. We had lots of Norwegian stuff before them, but it really was when Wobbler hit the scene that all of a sudden, like, it really jump started everything that was coming out of Norway. Now we got like Tusmork and all these other bands, right? That just tons and tons of Norwegian bands that have just been flooding the prog and the prog metal market, and it's all really, really great music. So what do we have on this particular album? We've got the opening, just under a minute, little creepy Mellotron blast that is Serendi for 1652. Serend for 1652 probably means serenade, I would think, Norwegian. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love Mellotron, right? Creepy, ominous Mellotron. And then that moves into the 27-minute, 32-second title track, Hinterland, which is just amazing. I mean, what a journey these guys take you on. And there's light, there's shade, there's heavier stuff, there's more symphonic stuff, there's folky stuff, all kind of mixed in. Again, you hear flavors of all these classic bands that they obviously grew up on. Crimson and Gentle Giant and Yes and Genesis, so on and so forth, and little Jethro Tull and things like that. Just amazing, amazing stuff. I love the very prominent bass in the mix. The guitar licks are great, but man, all those keyboards. I mean, Lars is playing like everything under the sun. You like Mellotron, lots of it. You like Hammond organ, lots of it. You like Moog synthesizer, lots of it. Electric piano, it's all here. It's all here. That leads into Rubato Industry, which is another epic one. Everything's epic on this album, except for the opening Mellotron thing, right? Rubato Industry is just under 13 minutes long. That's a little bit more of a rockin' tune. The last two tracks are a little bit heavier, I think, but not heavy like metal heavy, but like prog heavy. Great, great track. And then Claire Obscure is the track that finishes it off, and that's just under 16 minutes long. Again, man, the band just takes you on this journey that, like, ups and downs, peaks and valleys, heavier, lighter, total prog, atmospheric, folky. It's just all mixed in, all so good. And it's a great sounding album too. And this is just the debut. And this band has just released, what do they have now? Five albums, right? Is it five albums? Something like that, right? Forget, four or five, maybe it's five or six, something like that. Four to six, I forget exactly. I think it's five. But and we kind of wait a long time in between albums from them, but man, they never disappoint. It's every album of theirs is always worth the wait. And really they've only changed over the years a little bit because the vocals have gotten a little different over time. Like, you could argue that the lead vocals have taken on more of like a John Anderson type tone on more recent albums, but musically it's very, very similar. It's just classic sounding, 70s prog, but with that Norwegian flavor, right? It's very kind of, you look at this album cover done by Michael Bennett, this whole kind of woods tree type of thing, and that's their sound is very organic. It's very kind of like you feel like you're in the forest listening to this stuff, if that makes any sense at all. So yeah, I absolutely love this album. This is my number two. And again, one of those albums that back in 2005 was not in my top 10, not in my top 15. It was way further down. I don't even remember if it was in the honorable mentions or it was just somewhere down below. And I'm like, again, brand new at the time because I think this only came out like late in the year in November. So it could be one of those things that just came out so late in the year for me to really have a lot of time with it. But man, in the years ever since, this has become an absolute favorite. So yeah, Wobbler Hinterland is my pick for today. Let me kill the Prezi app so you guys can see me in real, not real time, but the way I actually do look. So yeah, that's my pick for today. We only got one left, folks. Only got one left. I'm sure many of you know what it's going to be because people have been asking all month, Pete, have you picked X? And I'm just kind of keeping my mouth shut. I'm like, no, I have not. It's coming up in number one. So that'll be tomorrow. So, and then like I said, we'll switch gears to 2015. So, thanks for watching. Down in the comments below, list your pick for today, as well as any thoughts you might have on Wobbler. And if you're watching this and you're like, Wobbler, who the hell is Wobbler? Never heard of these, or as Sal likes to say, never heard of these blokes. I know Sal knows who these guys are, but if you're saying that, you've obviously haven't been paying attention because we've talked about Wobbler a lot on the channel over the years. But in case you missed it, please grab if you love progressive rock, you like just good vintage sounding stuff, go listen to this album. It's so good. They got a Bandcamp page. You can listen to the whole thing. It's quite good. It's quite good. It's a magical, magical album and a really, really great band. Probably without a doubt my favorite prog band of the last 20 years or so. Easily. So, yeah, that's my pick for today. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also, down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for Channel Donations, our birth page, our merch page. Yeah, our birth page. If you want to get born again, down below. Our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options all down below. Thanks a lot for everybody who does support the channel. It's greatly appreciated, and we'll see you soon here with more stuff. We got Monsters Den coming up later this week. We're going to go back to Hammer Films, Hammer Productions. We're going to be talking about the 4 Hammer mummy movies. We're going to rank them as we like them. So that's coming up later this week. I've got the next episode in our starter kit episodes for newbies. Doom Metal is on tap. Should have that for you tonight. So that's coming up this evening, and more stuff happening. My favorite band lineups is also happening this week. We've got the Professor's Picks later this week. We've got the UK Connection this week, and ranking the albums of Tremonti. I'm going to be joined by Stephen Reed. So that's happening on Sunday. So lots to come. Don't miss any of it. And we'll see you soon. I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye bye.